Good morning, folks. We're going to get right into a Motivational Monday to help pump us up and get us excited about this week. We're going to take lots of action. Some of the questions and frameworks that we're going to be going over this morning are, what are your top 3 goals? Let's go ahead and get them written down on the board. Nice little exercise. Additionally, what is keeping us from our goals? I want to talk a bit about these 4 horsemen that have really been keeping me from living up to my fullest potential. And you can just pick and prod of which ones work for you. Maybe you want to quit doing one of those. Stick around for the 4 horsemen and what that means. And then also just not waiting for things to be perfect, whether it's like for this morning show, trying to get a new introduction made or new music and this and that and all this other side things. Instead of waiting around, just kind of taking action, kind of really forcing your hand, because things are going to be messy. They're not going to be perfect, but I think we get right into it. So this Motivational Monday to help support you on your own journey to become the best version of yourself. Without further ado, let's get into the show. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Talk Taryn Morning Show, where we go over tips, tricks, ideas, and exercise to help make sure you become the very best version of yourself. Wow, kind of tripped up on that. I haven't said that in a couple months. Feeling fret. I'm super excited to kind of get back into the second half of the season of the show. I promised myself I'd do 1,000 episodes of this, and it really goes in alignment with the business that we have here with branding and really trying to help people bring their personalities out, really focus on real estate agents now because I work so much in real estate. So trying to bring the personality out, separate the person from the brokerage, this type of stuff. But anyways, this is all about motivation. Motivational Monday this morning. So Monday motivation, we will be looking right into our first task. We're going to break this down into 4 different sections. The first one being, what are your top 3 goals? Top 3 goals. Let's just get them out on the paper. Maybe we need to remind ourselves. One of the things that you've probably maybe heard in the personal development space. Let me go ahead and adjust the camera. Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's having a great morning. But getting down our top 3 goals. One of the things about this that I've noticed that have been working well for me is just writing it down and then not thinking about it the rest of the week. At most, thinking about this once a week. We tend to be on this, I'm speaking for myself personally, I tend to be on this hamster wheel of, oh, I have this goal, I need to do this. I have this goal, I need to do this. And I'm kind of thinking more about the goal than actually working towards getting the goal done. You know, maybe if this is familiar to you, let me know in the comments. But first, our number 1 goal would be, I am writing a book. Right. So that would be my number 1 goal, would be writing a book. What does this mean? When do we do this? For me, it's best, and I feel really energized and pumped up, matches with our Motivational Monday type of talk, but writing a book has been really helpful. And I do that first thing in the morning. Whatever your number 1 goal is, maybe we can prioritize. Maybe you've got to get up a little bit earlier, say if you have another job or whatever it may be. But understanding, if we don't take the action for the number 1 goal, is it going to get done? Yes or no? Less judgment, right? And I say this with trying to have less judgment for myself, well, trying to not make everything so heavy that if I achieve my goals or if I don't achieve my goals, it's like this life or death thing, versus it just feels really good to make progress. Let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit so we can see here. Okay, seeing the board a little bit better. For writing out your top 3, first exercise, write out your top 3 goals. First one for me is writing the book. The second would be 1,000 morning shows. We're in between seasons for a little bit. So we are on episode 504 this morning. 504. Holy mackerel. We're only halfway and been doing this for years. But, I mean, what's the point of even getting there? It's kind of fun on the road, right? One of the healthy reminders I know I need on this Motivational Monday is just, geez, like it's really about just doing the task versus actually achieving the end goal. It's actually about writing that's so enjoyable. It's not writing because I want to get this done and I want to like prove something to somebody versus just enjoying the activity. I think really helps, or it's really helped me, especially with doing something that like so many of them, like hundreds and hundreds of episodes of this stuff, and just remembering like I enjoy to talk. I enjoy to share what I think. I enjoy connecting with people in the online space. I have clients in New York, in LA, in Chicago mainly, and that's really cool. I'm really excited about it. And it's a lot of it's because of the morning show. So anyway, back to our top 3 goals, writing out our top 3 goals. You're asking yourself, what are my top 3 goals this morning? Just getting them down on a napkin, piece of paper, wherever you're at, listening to this. My third goal would be to renovate. So reno a duplex that my girlfriend and I have and we bought. So we bought this duplex and renovating out both sides, raising the rents, and then kind of restabilizing it before we move on to our next project. I've been having a lot of fun with rental properties as of late. And that was a big reason why I took a break from the morning shows, because we had so many real estate responsibilities. But it's been really fun. And we're really jacking up the value of these houses. So it's good for your net worth and investments, yada, yada. Anyway, so these are my top 3 goals. What are your top 3 goals? Feel free to let me know in the comments what you're working on and what you want to be getting done. But understanding and just being in alignment. Okay, I got this down. I know this. I know what this is. And now giving myself permission to walk away from it. I don't need to write this down 100 million times. All right, I have my top 3 goals, ready to get right into it. And just record the morning shows. Just write for the book and just go over to the house and get to work. We're putting in some cabinets and stuff, some countertops that we had just bought. So just getting right back into it. So that leads me into what is keeping us from achieving our goals. All right, so we have these nice goals. That's so great, Tanner. I have these big goals and I want to make $1 bazillion and I want to do this and I want to lose weight and I want to build a business, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And I have a theory and a belief. So I call these the 4 horsemen. These are the 4 horsemen that I believe keep me from my full potential. Now, and I say pain and suffering because I'm in the belief that anything external that is a stimulant has some type of kickback. There's a cost to these things. So whether it's your health, it's your mental state, you can think of a long list of health stuff: mental, emotional, spiritual, physical. Like if you're taking something in externally, then, and it's not, the foundation of it's not internal, it will have some type of pain and suffering attached to it. We can talk more about that on later. If you're really curious about this, this is what's worked for me, right? And pick and prod this stuff. What works for T-Dog might not work for Sarah or Blake or whoever, right? So the 4 horsemen, what are the 4 horsemen? Well, the first one on the board is nicotine. Nicotine. Nicotine's been getting a lot of attention because it's very used, and a lot of people are saying it helps you focus. It allows you to do this. Well, unfortunately with nicotine, it turns into one of those things. Even if you have one of those little lozenges, you go from 1 to a whole 10, or you go from hitting the vape once to sucking down a whole cartridge within like a couple days. You can't ever feed the beast. It's the fly trap that Alan Carr talks a lot about with nicotine. This is a product that I struggled with for a long time, so it comes up on the first one for the 4 horsemen. I think nicotine helping you focus and get stuff done is a load of shit, and I am not doing it. It's something that it just can't ever be. I don't need it, right? And there's when we have this belief that it gives us something. I've measured my blood work. I've measured my blood pressure and nicotine spikes your blood pressure. It's not, I don't believe that it's good for you. And I don't believe for me personally, right? Everybody's different. do your blood work, get your blood pressure done, like check all these things out. But personally, for me, nicotine is a trap. It makes me feel sad. It gives me pain and suffering, and I don't want to do it. So 4 horsemen. The first one is nicotine. The second one, this one is going to be a little more controversial. A lot of people are like, oh, okay, nicotine, yeah, trash, yada, yada. Or say you really like part of that Zen movement. But caffeine. So caffeine comes on second on our list. Caffeine consumption, some people say, oh, there's a lot of studies that it really helps you focus and maybe some of the properties that we were just going over with nicotine. But I believe caffeine is unnecessary, especially when it comes to like, the first question I ask usually is like, how's your sleep? Is your sleep good? Is your sleep bad? Are you working out? Are you not working out consistently? How's your nutrition? Kind of the 5 pillars of personal development I've talked about on the show quite a bit. Just your eating, your sleeping, your movement. These things really come into play on your need for if you feel like you need caffeine before 11 a.m., then you probably should get off caffeine. I personally have really reduced my stress dramatically by cutting back and will I have a cup of coffee again? Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm sure I will at some point. And maybe some of the other 4 horsemen that we'll see on our list, I will dabble in these every now and again. But for my fullest potential, my feeling pain-free, reducing my suffering has really come from just getting rid of caffeine. It's only been a couple days and stuff, so the consistency needs to continue to be there, but I'm already feeling a lot of benefits. And so I want to share with folks, this is what's been working for me. All right, next up on our list is alcohol. Alcohol. I have nothing wrong with people drinking a few beers, having some beers, going out with the boys, doing whatever, right? But alcohol for me, it really limits, it affects my emotional state. It affects my physical state. It affects my ability to just lean into my work. I'm not very motivated when I am a night before when I'm consuming alcohol. I did consume alcohol recently, and the next day I felt like crap. I'm telling you, I didn't want to take action on writing a book. I sure as hell didn't want to record one of these shows, and I didn't want to go over and work construction. It's really crazy how a lot of people in the construction business, the stuff that they put in their bodies, like including this, and just go, go, go. But that stuff eventually catches back up with you. This has just been a red flag. Go without drinking. Go ahead and drink. Compare the two. I just want you to ask yourself, what is it really giving you? Is it giving you permission to relax? Is it giving you permission to have fun? Is it giving you permission to be yourself? These are the things that alcohol was doing to me, or that I believed. It was a story, a limiting belief, a false narrative I was telling myself that I needed alcohol to have fun. I got to get all jacked up on caffeine. I got to slam 2 energy drinks and 12 Busch Lights before I can have any fun here at this party. And that's just not the truth. The truth is presence. I drink the Kool-Aid all day long about Eckhart Tolle and the power of now, and I believe presence is peace, and presence is the reduction of suffering. I think it's perfection, but these things keep you out of the present. They kind of just pull you into the future where it's all anxiety, or they just have you like sitting in the past, and it's just sadness and depression. And some people might be thinking, oh, that's a little extreme, but really ask yourself, how do you feel with it, without it? Do you need alcohol? I personally think it's pretty garbage, and I want to get rid of it. Not completely. I might have a beer every now and again. I'm just saying, when I am functioning, when I really am taking a bunch of action on my goals, it is so much easier when I get rid of these horsemen. All right, the last one up is marijuana. Marijuana coming in at our last one. Marijuana, the 4 horsemen. So the 4 horsemen are nicotine, caffeine, alcohol, and marijuana. Marijuana, it unfortunately gives me a lot of anxiety. It stresses me out. And I've gotten a lot of pushback on this when I talk to my friends and this and that. And again, everyone's different. If you want to do one of these, if you want to do all four of these, that's up to you, right? I'm just saying I am sharp. I am a lot more clear. I'm a lot more intelligent when I do not ingest marijuana, personally. I have nothing against it. It feels really good. I get it. But personally, I think it feels even better when I get rid of the four horsemen. I'm very locked in. I'm reaching my full potential, and it makes taking action on these goals. So this is just an introduction to the four horsemen that I believe we should try to stay away from or really, really moderate. I personally believe abstinence comes before moderation. So taking a break from this stuff and really seeing, what is it doing for you? Do you really want it? Is it helping you? Is it hurting you? Maybe you do some health tests and you really check it out and investigate, because this stuff is what, man, I was pounding all this stuff, and I'm sure you as well. It's pretty natural to get up and have a cup of coffee and then maybe smoke a little pot and then get going. And then in the evening, drink some beers and stuff. I was doing this stuff a lot more than I wanted to admit. So, but now that I've been cutting back on it and I've really been measuring and checking in with myself, I personally perform and feel way better when this stuff is not here, because it allows me to be really focused and in the present. And that's like the argument on like coffee and nicotine. They're like, oh, be locked in, get your stuff done. But it's the stress that it was giving me on the back end of it. I just get all riled up and anxious, and then my blood pressure's going up, my heart rate's all jacked up and this and that. So I think it's a bunch of hoopla. I think being sober and being clear is the best routine for performance. All right. That's enough on the four horsemen. I just want to introduce those and kind of give my opinion on things. All right. So not waiting for things to be perfect. This is the last one. So this was probably essentially, we can just highlight the word action on this Motivational Monday. We talked about our goals. We talked about substances that are really common for a lot of folks, including myself. But the last golden piece is action. It's really hard to take action when we don't know our goals and we don't know the things that are getting in our way. But even when we're discovering that, there's something really powerful that feels so good when we just get back on the horse, when we just stand back up after we've fallen down and we're getting right into it. So taking action this Motivational Monday, I want to ask you, what is the one thing that you want to take action on today, this Motivational Monday? Do you want to write out your goals? Do you want to give up maybe one of the four horsemen? Maybe you give up caffeine for a couple days. Work out really hard, get some better sleep. Maybe you want to quit nicotine or not drink and give up pot. Whatever you want to do, ask yourselves, how can I make it possible to give myself permission to do it? Is it about the end activity a little too much? I know in the past, my relationship with writing, I think, was all jacked up and backwards. I wanted to just write because I wanted to be some like famous, cool writer, versus writing is about just writing and just being in the moment and doing the activity and falling in love with the movement and the progression and the skill of it all. So asking yourself, where is that in your business? For a lot of people I get to work with in real estate, asking yourself, what is your favorite part of the transaction? Is it connecting with the people? And then using that and strengthening that to go connect with more people. Or maybe it's really the home design, the decor, and then maybe putting in some time and effort today to really improve that craft, to improve ourselves. I think productivity and enhancing of skills can be the ultimate motivator, the intrinsic motivator. I can stand here and I can spit and I can talk all day long, something I really enjoy to do because I love to speak, and I'm privileged I get to do that here with our company. But for you, finding that motivation internally within you and seeing, how can I feel better about myself? What do I need to do to position? Or really I really like that word of permission, giving ourselves permission to do what we want to do. Screw what everybody else thinks. First of all, I mean, they're not even thinking about us. They're thinking about the 100 million things that's going on in their lives, so they don't even really care. Or just, man, We can get in our own way so easily. And I say we get out of our own way today. I say we get a little bit done on this Motivational Monday. I say we build some momentum for this week. We take some action, we have some fun, and let's go kick some ass. Cheers to that, friends. That was all I had for this morning's episode. Was kind of a little quick recap. Motivational Monday. We went over just getting our top 3 goals down. We talked about some stuff that keeps us getting in our way from reaching our full potential. We talked about the 4 horsemen. These are just things that I personally want to reduce and get rid of because it keep me from being my fullest, truest self. And then lastly, just not waiting for things to be perfect, taking action on this money, just a little bit. It's crazy. It doesn't even have to be that much, just a little bit. And we can feel really good about ourselves. All right, folks, that's really all I had today. I'm going to go over here and share real quick. If you can see down here at the bottom, you can see down here at the bottom, you can go to oneplp.com and you can book a call with me. If you are a real estate agent, you work in the real estate business, I help with personal branding, helping pull out your personality, separating from the brokerage so you connect with more people, you can get more listings, you can get more deals, you can really take advantage of bringing that personality out. And brand, it's a networking business and people do business with people they like. So if you need help with your personal brand and really getting yourself out there in a cool way, whether it's a morning show or a blog, or we'll find out, we're going to go through all of your skills. We're going to pull out those strengths and we're going to really leverage those. And I'm going to help you take action on it. I'm going to do stuff for you. We're going to get a bunch of momentum going. So thanks again so much. If you enjoyed the morning show, please share it or like it with a friend. I'll be rocking and rolling again tomorrow morning. So I'll see you guys around. Happy Motivational Monday. Cheers, friends. I'm out. Peace.